Since taking office in January, the Trump administration has moved to cancel or freeze trillions in federal funding. That includes billions in funding from the U.S. Department of Agriculture. William Brangham is back now with this report on how the funding freeze is affecting farmers.
They decided that was the best place.
Right.
It gets a lot of sun there.
These brand new solar panels on Scott Munro's farm are now up and running.
It shows production on a daily basis. If the sun stays out, we'll have good production today.
That energy powers Munro's shop and his grain dryer, which uses a lot of electricity processing the 1,200 acres of corn, soy, and wheat that he grows here in central Pennsylvania.
In the peak months, we can have bills $3,000 to $5,000 a month, and we thought that this solar project would be the way to maybe help us with that.
To offset the cost of building the solar array, in 2023, Munro applied for a U.S. Department of Agriculture grant under its Rural Energy for America program. If the grant program hadn't existed, do you think you would have put this solar array in?
We weren't going to do the project if we didn't get the grant, so that's where we stood.
I see. He got one for $94,000, which covers about 40% of the cost. The way the grant is structured, Munro pays for the whole project up front, but after 30 days of operation, which he's hit, he's supposed to receive the grant money. But that is currently frozen.
It's in limbo. Are we going to end up footing the whole bill, which isn't really what we signed up for, or is it going to come through down the road and we're going to get the grant money? We just don't know at this point.
And how does that feel?
Not very good. Kind of cheated, like that's what we signed up for. And now you're saying that's not what we're going to get.
While this grant program has existed since 2002, the funding for Munro's project and many others like it came from President Biden's Inflation Reduction Act, or IRA. In all, that law allocated nearly $38 billion over 10 years to the USDA.
I, of course, am hyper-focused on our ag producers.
In February, President Trump's Agriculture Secretary, Brooke Rollins, announced that some funding would be released, but that, quote, USDA continues to review IRA funding to ensure that programs are focused on supporting farmers and ranchers, not DEIA programs or far-left climate programs.
I get if your policies are different than the previous administration. I understand that, and going forward, if you want to change that, feel free. You're in charge now, you do that. But to take something away that's already been granted just doesn't seem fair to us.